fear, the emotion that dictates our actions because we dread the consequences that might ensue. It makes us wary and cautious of what we choose to do. We do not seek negative feedback for our deeds done, so we select the course of action that avoids the bad repercussions. This is one of two biggest emotions that have the most influence over what we do. So what is the other? Love, the emotion that controls us to a point of absurdity because of our desire to be desired. We lose all sight of reason and rationality in pursuit of being loved by the one we love. Our vision becomes blinded by love so much that it has the ability to override our fear of the negative outcomes that might occur in our chase for such. Tunnel visioned on obtaining our craving, we lose all sense of ourselves. Komatsu Nana, or to separate confusion for the sake of this video, Hachiko, or Hachi for short. Her nickname derives from a type of dog that is loyal to their owner. A bang-on fitting name for this character. If Drake is a certified lover boy, then Hachi is the definition of a certified lover girl, and I love it. The depiction of her love is so real for the ones out there that be going, bro, she's the one this time. She is naive, stupid, dependent, and constantly falling in love at first sight numerous times. Hopelessly, she falls in love with every guy she comes across with the idea that she is in love with these dudes. But it really wasn't the case until Asano, a much older married man who began an affair with Nana until he had to move away to Tokyo. After their time, he still lingers in her head far into the future of her next relationships. Like, why did she bring him up crashing out on the phone to June? Even though she knew he had a wife, she, having loved him, didn't care that this older male was having an affair, or that he didn't really love her like she did for him, or that he was on some absolute diddy shit whilst also potentially taking advantage of her, being the authority figure because he's a grown-ass man. The power of her love overshadowed the fact that she is partaking in actions that are immoral. Her love made it possible for him to have an everlasting impact on her after he left, forever being some form of a mental image of the person that loved her. Though we do know it wasn't really love on Asano's end. Most definitely not. The thought of him can have her breaking down, wishing he felt the same way she did. She is suffering long-term pain from the hole he left. Would it not hurt ever so endlessly, yearning for them to reciprocate your love? The pain of your feelings going unrequited. Does your absence not haunt them like theirs haunts you? How can one remedy this fragile heart that wants the abyss within filled up? However, one that can only be filled up by the one who lingers on in their mind. If it was you, what would you do? What is your cure to the loneliness they left behind? Their ghosts terrorize your psyche, causing torment without you being able to even physically see them. Is love always this vicious? Why does it damage our being so much? As if the ruins it can leave us in is the price we have to pay to receive it. Why can they not love us back, we wonder? We wanted more than just the lust we indulge in. What's the point in being tied down by someone who doesn't care? Shoji, arguably her best partner before the incident, puts Hachi's naivety on full display, with the dream of just being a regular trad housewife for the guy who she met in art school that she went to for the sake of hunting a new boyfriend and loves. She moves to Tokyo for him. He's already there with real ambition and a dream of his own, attending art college, but Hachi is moving there because of her love for him, with no real goal or intention of doing something meaningful there, which he doesn't really fuck with and is valid as fuck for that. So she gets a job at least to make her time in Tokyo somewhat purposeful. How crazy is it that she moved to a completely new part of the country, utterly disregarding any sort of plan for what she'll do when she actually gets there? All due to her unadulterated love for him. She does not give a fuck about what to do with her own life, only being locked in on being with Shoji. Though her longing to be with him alone is not enough to make their relationship last. They don't end up meeting each other's needs, and on Shoji's end, it really gets to him. It leads to him giving into temptation and regrettably making the worst decision he could have made. He ends up cheating on Hachi, shattering her heart, of course. Irony of it all is that she made up a girl in her head named Sachiko he was cheating on her with, and by God's will or something, it was actually a girl named Sachiko. There's no closure for their story until the end of the anime, when they coincidentally meet again at Jackson's. They manage to talk and seemingly have somewhat of a good time. time. By the end of it, Shoji truly apologizes and tells her he has to now live with this mistake he made for the rest of his life, showing true reflection on the hurt he caused upon her. Contrast to some sleazebag we'll talk about later. Then they depart, going their separate ways, leaving a feeling of bittersweetness in the air. The feeling that this relationship was the one that should have been. Shoji, aside from cheating obviously, because I'm definitely not defending that, was a really lovely guy that did truly love her at one point. If things never turned out the way they did, she would be happy with him, and happier than her current relationship with Playboy music superstar Takumi. It always hurts to think about what should have been, could have been, and would have been. Your mind can't move past the fact that reality differs so goddamn much from how you wish it was. Thoughts alike flowing endlessly, drowning your head in regret. If only it didn't happen this way. If only things went like this. If only this was different. They were different. I was different. You cling onto anything and everything that can be an excuse, a reason for why this was the ending you were led to. Perhaps you're overwhelmed with emotions of inadequacy, becoming self-deprecating. You were the problem. You're why they left. You're why they chose to be with someone else. You weren't good enough. You yearn for that time machine to go back and change whatever it is, how many times over, so that this time it can work out the way you wanted it to. Did fate not want you two to be together? Does God deny your bond to be one of lovers? What was the purpose of this outcome? Why are you not allowed to be with them? What feels like a lifelong search? The answer can be. Regardless, the reality is that it didn't work, and you know it won't work. They know it won't work, so why fight it? To suffer more? Why is it that this world is so cruel? I do not understand. We all have probably been somewhere like this. For that one person we wanted more than anything in this world, rotting from the pain of their absence because they couldn't be yours, or because they aren't yours anymore. It's tough. I know. We are left with two choices only. Wither away slowly, haunted by what is no more, or carry on moving forward without them, because they are never coming back. Both choices suck. Both hurt, but one hurts more for now. Later on, it'll keep hurting less and less, till hopefully and eventually it is gone. By that time, the one that has been awaiting you, the one that is truly the one, will hopefully and gracefully be in your arms. To never move on will only leave you in a state of eternal agony, stuck in a cage, trapped by their love you desire, but they cannot give. A constant hunger that will never be satiated. Is that a life you want to be consumed by? We have no capability to change the past, though we can always move towards a future where our wants and needs are met, and we can reciprocate the same with that special someone. Although things did not last, although it leaves you bitter, the memories remain, and the time spent with that person does not disappear. What you take away from it is what will give it value. You fear you might never be as happy as you were with this person. You fear no one will love you like they did. You fear the loneliness that the future might have in store for you. But sincerely, if it wasn't meant to be, that is all there is to it. Regardless of whatever happened, good or bad, no matter how much or how often people hurt each other, loving someone is never a waste. Moving on to her next relationship. Oh, fuck. Sadly, this one hurts for many different reasons. I don't even want to waste breath talking about the walking, talking piece of shit that Takumi is. So I'ma keep it short and hateful. He preys on her loneliness, cheats on her when they're getting married, imposes his will onto her, taking priority in what he wants over her, and leaves just enough of a trail of breadcrumbs for her to stay with him, not truly reciprocating the same love and energy she gives out to him. Not really anything good to say about Takumi. Having read the manga, I can understand why he is the way that he is, but it doesn't excuse his actions. Hachi was warned he was a player, but that didn't stop her. Though Takumi doesn't have to do all that he does, he's basically the reason why Nana and Hachi didn't get together, but whatever, no, I won't let it slide. This ain't even real love, but Hachi's craving for love and to not be alone is sadly how they end up staying together. He does have some consideration, tasking himself with looking after their child regardless of the father, but he still is a shitty person overall who doesn't really give a fuck. At least his actions say say so. Even when she has suspicions about him and knows he's not good for her, it doesn't matter. She turns a blind eye, switches the brain off to ever so slightly fill up that void in her heart. It's just so sad. Nobu only didn't get chosen because he wasn't there for her when she needed it most. So lurking in the darkness, Master Manipulator seized the moment and took advantage of that. Nobu was better for Hachi, but Takumi was there for her in her most dire moment. Crisis of having a baby. She chose the bad ending, and she low-key knows it. She can't even look Nana in the eyes or speak to her, having to let Takumi say everything about the situation at hand. If only you ended up with Nana, Hachi. Oh, what a world I dream for. Moving on, because I'm not talking about minor moments when Hachi goes, he's the one this time, or my man Nobu. Let's talk about Osaki Nana. It's going to be a lot shorter because her love is different and a perfect contrast to Hachi's story. Born into much different circumstances than Hachi, a girl who could never trust anyone after having opened up a little, thanks to Nobu, is introduced to her one and only, because her and Hachi aren't canon, Ren. For Nana, her being, oh my god, he's the one, is actually so real. No eyes for anyone else except him. He's the first, one, and only person she's had sex with, which is an act that gets as close to a person's soul as you can get. To be trusting enough to share experiences like that is what gives it meaning and value. In addition, they lived together at a young age, further emphasizing the type of relationship and trust they have. Ren, performing in a crowd full of other women, instantly recognizes and spots her in the crowd without struggle. That's how much Nana sticks out in his heart. They have the same sort of speech patterns shown through when they go to speak to Yasu, introducing themselves in the exact same way.
Hello?
Here I am.
In the morning.
Well, I didn't wake you. You're already dressed.
Hello?
Here I am.
Again. It's late. What do you want?
It's like they're truly meant for each other. Ren would even want to start a family with her. Like, this man is committed. A really beautiful part of their undeniable bond is how he doesn't control her or her life. When he tells her he's moving to Tokyo to chase music stardom, he doesn't selfishly impose his will on her, encouraging her to come along with him. He tells her to live her life however she wants, whether she comes with him or not. Nana chooses her pride and her dream over being with Ren. Oh my god, he doesn't want her enough. If he really loved her, he'd do anything to make her come with him. Bro, he is fucking shattered when they split off. The nonchalant shtick completely dies off and he is left in shambles, breaking down on the train to Tokyo. Nana is not the only one hurting. It torments him as well, which displays how they both fucking care just as much as one another. The love, the energy is felt equally between them. Even when they're so far apart from one another, they rekindle their spark like they never left. Nana goes to see Ren to officially cut it off, symbolized by the key to Ren's old place they lived in, and the key to his locked necklace she put on him. She wanted to not only free him of being shackled by her, but also free herself of her only love that was in the past. Was turned into current and present as she wants to do all this, but as soon as they finally see each other again, she folds. It's immediate from the moment her heart is wavering on her decision as soon as he takes her hand running to his hotel room. The utter shock sent down her spine from the look in his eyes as he told her he missed her. Her resolve, her conviction, gone straight down the drain as she is unable to resist reciprocating his warm embrace. She tells herself she shouldn't have come, thinking that if she had known it would turn out like this. All that pride she had to not come to Tokyo with him and be happy with him dissipates from the instant they were face to face again. Everything she held onto, all the courage worked up, buried dead in a few seconds. Action that conflicted with what she initially desired, born out of nothing but an undying love for this person. Her sense of self thrown out the window, overwhelmed by having received the same love she has for him. It was simply just dormant for a while whilst they were separated. These emotions of affection are that powerful and simultaneously uncontrollable. What is there to fear when he is right here with her? It doesn't matter whatever is lost, because this familiar warmth she yearns for has woken up her love from slumber that exceeds anything and everything that is lost in the process. The consequences fade into obscurity, completely out of sight from his arms wrapped around her. In a similar situation to Nana's, could you catch yourself doing the same as her? I definitely could, and it's easier to say you wouldn't if you haven't been faced with the same circumstance, but be honest with yourself. Do you have the sort of mental resilience to resist the one you love if they clutched you passionately with all their emotion? I'm betting the answer is hell nah. Your mental fortitude gotta be sturdy as fuck to be able to not fold. It's just unlikely, in my opinion, that we wouldn't do what Nana did as well. For your one and only, their touch alone would send you through the same emotional frenzy. Whenever it's them, you find yourself giving in with no contest. Why? Why is it that your heart is chained down so tightly by this one individual? It's something so unexplainable, but we've all probably felt it. They dictate your every mood, your every choice, your every thought, living rent-free in your mind, whether you like it or not. Your will to defy your heart, gone like it never existed in the first place. There must be something insanely wrong with you, right? What other reason could justify any of your irrationality? When it comes to them, nothing matters apart from being with them, regardless of whether it's good for us or not. Our commanding human condition to not want to be alone. For that loneliness to be filled, it can only be done by whom you desire the most. As a certified shonen tard, Nana was a fucking blast to watch. This shoujo series is actually so fire. Genuine masterpiece I kind of expected to enjoy after getting into the first few episodes. Then binging the anime, then reading the manga to realize it never ended properly, and now I'm crying. RP Ren. Every character is so real, so relatable, just so human. I like all of the characters. As characters, not people, to clarify. All possessing something to say about real life and love, whether it's good or bad, whether we think they're a piece of shit or not. Whether we can aspire to be like them in some regard or aspire to not be like them in some regard. The music is actually fucking bangers. Like that first opening goes crazy. I'm trying to be a guy like Yasu for real. Just that rock solid pillar that friends go to for help. In a lot of senses, we're all just Nana and Hachi for real. On some lover boy / lover girl type shit. The lengths we go for love, the regrettable things we do for it. I can't help but just go, she's so me for real. I think anyone who's a shonen tard like me, or just needs something to watch, please give Nana a shot. It is so fucking good that I'm telling you that I'm not really doing it justice right now. Therefore, I will make more videos about it in the future after a rewatch and a reread that's a little more insightful about the series overall. This video is just focused on one core idea from the series that I wanted to talk about at this very moment in time due to current emotions. I love Nana with all my heart, 10 out of 10 no less, and I will very much be getting a Nana related tattoo in my lifetime. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and stay for more. Comment down below any thoughts you have about the video or series. I'd love to hear it all. Maybe include it in a future Nana video. Thank you so much for watching. Road to 1K, we move.